Okay, so I've already covered in the last video where you can get forage wild potting mix, and that's what I'm going to call it, or leaf mulch. But the next thing you're going to do if you're going to try and grow on your windowsill with that potting mix is sterilize it. This is not complicated. You will absolutely already have everything that you need for this. And the two reasons you want to do this is because you are going to have lots and lots of seeds in your potting mix. There's going to be hundreds, if not thousands of seeds, and those are going to compete with your plants. And at this stage of gardening, especially if this is the first year, you just don't want to add problems for yourself, because the whole thing about gardening is it's a learning curve. And I don't care if you've been doing it for 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 years. Any gardener who has been doing gardening will tell you that every year there is something that goes colossally wrong. So especially when you're starting, especially if you're starting in response to the cost of living crisis, you just don't need to add stress to your life. Just sterilize it. And the other reason is you don't know what bugs are in there. You don't know if there's some kind of weird fungal disease that then is going to attack your plant and completely overwhelm it, or even a bug that once it gets indoors and it's nice and warm, or at least warmer than outside, it's going to start hatching, and then your kitchen is full of all these weird flies. You just don't want to run into these issues. So this is what you do if you forage your potting mix and you need to sterilize it. Right, you're going to need a dish first thing. This doesn't have to be ceramic, it could be stainless steel, it could be a pot, just something that after you've put the soil in it and sterilized it, you can then either wash it by hand or nuke it in the dishwasher. So I filled this up, it's about an inch, maybe 2 inches high. If you have any stones in here, then chuck them out, but if you have things like old wood chip or a small piece of wood, leave that. That will break down and provide more food for your plants in the future. Oh, and if you can, do try and go through it. If you find something like a worm in there, please don't leave them in there. Put them back outside where they can actually survive this process. Now you're going to want a spray bottle, and you want to just spray the surface of everything so it's damp, not wet, but generously damp. Now cover the whole thing in aluminium. If you have one of those roasting dishes where you have a lid that you can pop on top, you could use that instead, and then you wouldn't have to use the aluminium. But if aluminium is all you've got, then go ahead and use that. Now you want to go ahead and stick that in the oven. If you have a gas oven, try and get that to gas mark 4 or 180 degrees roughly. I think that's how they convert. And then you want to leave it in there for about 30 or 40 minutes so that the steam will just heat up in there. You don't want that steam to escape because you're not trying to cook it. You're just trying to sterilize it, and you don't want it to be all dry and crunchy and to lose that lovely fluffiness. You're just trying to kill any bugs or any seeds that might be in it, so then you can grow whatever seeds you want in there without being interrupted.